You are breathing, moving, working, but somewhere along the way, you stopped truly living. You wake up, you go through the motions, you answer messages, nod in conversations, come home, collapse, and somewhere between the routine and the repetition, a quiet question starts to form, not loudly, not all at once, but steadily like a crack spreading through stone. Is this really it? Your life has structure, it has schedules, it even has people who love you. But your chest feels hollow. Your eyes have lost that edge. And when you catch your reflection, not just in a mirror, but in a moment of brutal honesty, you don't fully recognize the person staring back. Here's what no one tells you. This feeling isn't a modern problem. It's an ancient one. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commander of armies, the most burdened man of his era, wrestled with the same quiet collapse. He wrote not in triumph, but in private warning, that a man who chases the opinions of others loses the thread of his own mind. Seneca, draped in wealth and influence, admitted that anxiety was his companion and that time, even when abundant, felt perpetually wasted. And Epictetus, who owned nothing, not even his own freedom, became the most liberated thinker of his age. 3 men, 3 very different lives. One shared understanding. If your thinking has become your enemy, start there. If your body has become a burden, start there. If your heart has gone quiet, start there. 3 ancient principles, 3 pathways back to yourself, and one truth that runs through all of them. The rebuilding begins from the inside. But here's the harder truth. Most people never start, not because the path is hidden, but because the first step demands something few are willing to offer: honesty. Let's begin. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a person holds dominion over their own mind, not over circumstances, not over other people, not over outcomes, only over the mind. And yet, look at where most minds live today: pulled by headlines, hijacked by comparison, scattered by 100 competing voices that are not yours and were never meant to be. Your mind was built to think. Instead, it has been trained to react. Step 1. Purge the mental noise. You would not pour contaminated water into a clean vessel and call it nourishment. So why pour corrupted content into a mind you are trying to sharpen? Here is the challenge. For the first 20 minutes of every morning, refuse the screen. Refuse the scroll. Instead, open something that stretches your thinking. Philosophy, biography, strategy, history. Not because it sounds disciplined, but because the mind you feed in the morning becomes the mind you carry all day. Call it what it is, not reading, training, because your mind is either the most powerful tool you possess or the most suffocating prison you inhabit. Every piece of content you consume, every reaction you allow, every thought you entertain is casting a vote for one or the other. Step 2. Redefine what you are becoming. The Stoics were not interested in what a person wanted to have. They were fascinated by what a person chose to be. Happiness, in their framework, was never the destination. It was the natural exhaust of a life lived with character. Stop asking what you want. Now start asking who you are choosing to become. So instead of writing a goal, write an identity. Not, I want more discipline, but I am someone who honors my commitments before my comfort. Not, I want to be healthier, but I am someone who treats my body as the foundation of everything I build. When the identity shifts, the actions follow without force. The goal doesn't pull you forward. The person you've decided to be does. Step 3. Dismantle the walls you built yourself. I don't have what it takes. It's gone too far. People like me don't change. These are not observations. They are agreements. Agreements you made with your fear, your past, your pain. The Stoics called this assent. The moment you nod along to a lie until it becomes your reality. Tonight, write down 3 beliefs that keep you locked in place. Then rewrite each one, not as wishful thinking, but as a declaration of agency. I have no time becomes, I am learning to protect what matters most. I'm not capable enough becomes, I am developing exactly the skills this requires. It's too late for me becomes, every single day is an unrepeatable opening. Each rewritten line is not just a sentence. It is a small demolition of the identity that was holding you hostage. Step 4. The daily mind discipline. Each morning, write 3 thoughts that fortify you and 3 that diminish you. During the day, intercept the diminishing ones the instant they surface. Replace them not with empty positivity, but with something truer and stronger. At night, ask one question. Did my mind work for me today, or did it work against me? This is not optimism. This is mental governance. A mind that you command is a life that you direct. A mind that runs unchecked becomes a force working silently against everything you are trying to build. So make this your declaration. Not a quote to post, but a commitment to embody. My mind is my domain, and I am the one who governs it. Your body is not separate from your purpose. It is the instrument through which your purpose moves. Every thought you think, every decision you make, every conversation you have, it all passes through this physical form. And yet, most people treat the body as an afterthought. They invest in their careers, their relationships, their appearance, but not in the actual engine. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, you were made to do something, not merely to endure. And so he rose before ease arrived. Now, not because it felt good, but because discipline was the agreement he had made with himself. What agreement have you made with your body? Step 1. Eat with intention, not with impulse. Every meal is a negotiation between who you are today and who you intend to be tomorrow. The Stoics understood that excess was not just a physical problem, it was a philosophical one. To indulge without awareness is to surrender command. Before you eat, ask one question. Is this choice an act of care or an act of avoidance? Control what goes into your body, and you begin to control what comes out of your life. You are not chasing perfection. You are building consciousness. Each deliberate choice, even a small one, reinforces the neural connection between intention and action. Over months, that becomes identity. Step 2. Treat sleep as a non-negotiable act of warfare. Seneca wrote that the greatest waste is not of money, not of opportunity, but of time. And there is no faster way to squander your time than to face every day already depleted. A tired mind makes fearful decisions. A rested mind makes powerful ones. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is not laziness. It is the nightly reset that allows your prefrontal cortex to govern rather than react. Protect it ferociously. Remove the screens, dim the noise, tell the world it can wait. When you sleep well, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you act boldly. When you act boldly, you build a life worth waking up for. Step 3. Move, because stillness stagnates the soul. Emotion does not live only in the mind. It lives in the muscles, in the breath, in the posture. When you are anxious and you walk, you move through it. When you are angry and you run, you metabolize it. When you feel lost and you lift, even something small, you remind your nervous system that you are still in charge. Epictetus, who could not walk without pain, never stopped insisting that growth is gradual, unglamorous, and non-negotiable. Daily movement, even 15 minutes, is not about aesthetics. It is about the message you send to your own mind. I am still the one leading here. Step 4. Choose difficulty on purpose. The Stoics practiced what they called voluntary discomfort, deliberately removing the cushion to prove that you do not require it. Seneca slept simply to remind himself that simplicity held no power over him. Soldiers trained in peacetime so that war held less terror. Every time you choose the easier path, you teach your body that your promises have an expiration date. Choose the cold shower, choose the stairs, choose the vegetable over the processed comfort. These are not sacrifices, they are deposits into a reserve of quiet, unshakable self-trust. Write this as a vow, not a slogan. My body is my most essential instrument, and I will treat it accordingly. Have you ever felt hollowed out from the inside? Not because anything visibly terrible happened, but because something essential quietly went missing. That is not weakness. That is your heart signaling that it has been ignored for too long. We armor ourselves to survive disappointment. We build emotional walls after loss, after betrayal, after enough accumulated silence from people we needed to speak. But walls do not discriminate. They block out the cold and the warmth. Marcus Aurelius wrote of being like solid ground at the shoreline, unmoved by waves, not because it is hardened against them, but because it is rooted in something deeper. A resilient heart is not one that avoids feeling. It is one that remains open even after being tested. The question is not whether your heart has been broken. The question is whether you are willing to let it be rebuilt. Step 1. Sit with the truth of who you actually are. Set aside 20 quiet minutes, no music, no device, no performance. Then ask yourself 3 questions, and do not rush past the discomfort they create. If failure were not possible, how would I live differently? What am I pretending not to care about, when the truth is I care deeply? When no one is watching, who am I really? The answers that make your chest tighten, those are the ones that matter. Write them down, not because they are easy, but because they are real. Your heart does not rediscover itself through distraction. It rediscovers itself through honest stillness. Step 2. Release what is no longer yours to carry. Your heart is weighed down, not by today, but by accumulated years of unprocessed anger, buried regret, lingering guilt, and old stories about what happened and what it means about you. Epictetus taught that pain does not arrive from events. It arrives from the meaning we assign to them and the grip with which we hold that meaning. Forgiveness is not a gift to the person who wronged you. It is a gift you give your own future. For the next 7 nights, write one thing you are releasing: a person, a decision, a version of yourself you no longer need to defend, not because they or you have earned absolution, but because carrying it costs you more than letting it go. When you release the weight, you do not become softer, you become faster. Step 3. Anchor yourself to purpose. A heart that serves only itself eventually runs dry. The Stoics spoke of sympathia, the invisible thread that connects every living being to every other. Marcus wrote that what damages one part of the web damages the whole. You were not designed to live in isolation from that web. Purpose is not something delivered to you when conditions align. Purpose is something you build, one deliberate act at a time. Pay attention to the moments when time disappears, when you teach someone something, when you create, when you serve. Those moments are not distractions from your purpose. They are your purpose. Start with one act. Help one person today. Create something small and genuine. Do not wait for the grand calling. Begin with the present moment's quiet invitation. A heart that gives does not deplete, it expands. Write this and mean it. My heart does not simply keep me alive. It is the reason I choose to live fully. These 3 principles are not separate practices to schedule on different days. They are a single interlocking system. When you train your mind, you give your body direction. When you strengthen your body, you build the capacity your heart needs to stay open. When you protect your heart, you reignite the fire that keeps your mind alive and hungry. The mind is your compass, the body is your vessel, the heart is your fuel. Let one collapse, and the journey stalls. Move all 3 together and very little can stop you. Marcus battled chronic self-doubt alongside his empire. Seneca questioned his own integrity even while advising emperors. Epictetus built an entire philosophy of freedom from inside a life of bondage. None of them were finished products, none of them were perfect. They were simply committed. One day, one choice, one honest step at a time. That is all that is required of you. Not perfection, persistence. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel. 3 years ago, Daniel was technically successful and genuinely miserable. His work consumed him, his relationships had become transactional, and he had not felt truly present in longer than he could remember. He did not find a shortcut. He found these 3 principles. So he started with his mind. 20 minutes of philosophy each morning instead of social media. Then his body, consistent movement, protective sleep, deliberate nutrition. Then his heart. He wrote letters of forgiveness he never sent. He began volunteering on weekends. He stopped performing and started connecting. 8 months later, his life had not become easy, but it had become his. He was not chasing happiness anymore. He was living from the inside out. That is not motivation. That is alignment. And alignment, mind, body, heart, is the only kind of transformation that actually holds. Reclaim your mind and you reclaim your direction. Rebuild your body and you reclaim your power. Restore your heart and you reclaim your reason. You were not brought into this world to drift through it. You were built to awaken to it, fully, deliberately, without apology. The world does not need a version of you that is performing. It needs the version of you that has stopped pretending, raw, grounded, unshakable, and genuinely alive. And here is what you will discover when you commit to this path. There is no previous life to return to. There is only the one that becomes possible when you finally decide to show up for it. So write this, not on a wall, but in the part of yourself that makes decisions. I am the architect of my own becoming. I guard my mind. I honor my body. I protect my heart. Now breathe. Feel that steadiness beneath the noise. And take one step. Not tomorrow, not after things settle. Now. Your transformation does not begin when life becomes easier. It begins the moment you decide you are ready to be stronger than it. If these words have moved something in you, do not just let them pass. Share this with one person who needs to hear it. And if this message resonated, hit like and come back to Stoic Horizon every week, because this path is best walked with others. Leave one line in the comments, a single sentence that begins, "Today I choose," because the world is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It is waiting for the honest one. Thank you for being here.